A warm welcome to you. This is the Truth Report. Here's a quick look at our top stories today. Nigeria's military declares major victory against terrorism. Over 10,000 terrorists killed, 16,000 surrender in 2024. Fulani militia strikes Kajuru community, 5 injured, 25 kidnapped, including village head and wife in latest attack. A wave of fuel tanker explosions rocks Nigeria. Multiple fatalities reported across Enugu, Ibadan, Delta and Niger states. In Nigeria, the fight against terrorism is relentless, with millions caught in the crossfire. A new report by the Observatory of Religious Freedom in Africa reveals a staggering toll: over 55,000 Nigerians killed and 21,000 abducted between 2019 and 2024. Much of this violence is attributed to Boko Haram, ISWAP and Fulani militias. But now Nigeria's military is heating back. Major General Edward Buba, Director of Defense Media Operations, says troops eliminated 10,937 terrorists in 2024 alone. The military also claims to have seized massive stockpiles of weapons and ammunition, dealing a significant blow to insurgent forces. The Nigerian military is touting a major victory in its war on terror. In a press briefing, Major General Edward Buba, the Director of Defense Media Operations, revealed that troops eliminated nearly 11,000 terrorists in 2024 while forcing over 16,000 combatants and their families to surrender.
I must say that the armed forces is committed to winning the war against insurgency and terrorism. To this end, troops are fighting with great effort, great determination, and great sacrifice to bring about great results.
Yet for many Nigerians, the threat remains ever present. The Observatory of Religious Freedom in Africa reports that over 11,000 violent incidents occurred from 2019 to 2024, with Fulani militias alone responsible for 42% of civilian deaths.
Actually, we are not happy. We are not happy because things have been happening in that particular village. We have been run away from our homes. Many things have been happening with us. They have killed our brothers, our sisters. We have been homeless. It has been a while that I visit my village. So we need help from the government.
There is serious insecurity. There is insecurity. And I also want to appeal to our Christian brothers. Let's reduce showing off. When you get money, you want to show off you have. Because the truth is that this kidnapping, there are informants. Now, they don't even kidnap on the road. They go to people's houses and pick people. The last time I spoke to one Kachala Yellow, he described the house of a woman. Her house, the gate, the number, the gate color. How does he know? Informant. So please, let us be vigilant.
Given a rundown of successes in January 2025, in the northeast, the defense chief revealed troops under Operation Hadinkai neutralized some terrorists while recovering significant stockpiles of weapons.
Now, the air component of Operation Hadinkai, following credible reports and confirmatory intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance, carried out air interdiction on terrorists located at Wulade in Gwaza local government area of Kaduna State. The air component operation of Operation Hadinkai was conducted on the 6th of January, and terrorists on gun trucks were sighted, the targets were acquired, and subsequently engaged. Now, battle damage assessment revealed that several terrorists were eliminated, as well as their logistics destroyed as a result of that airstrike.
Despite these efforts, communities in areas like southern Kaduna and the north central zone continue to suffer. Many residents have been displaced, farmlands destroyed, and families torn apart by kidnappings and attacks. Activists caution that military victories, while significant, will not end the crisis alone. Governance issues, economic desperation, and community engagement must be addressed to break the cycle of violence. Even children are not spared from the escalating violence in Nigeria. In the farming community of Agama, located 25 miles southeast of Kaduna State, a brutal attack by suspected Fulani terrorists has left 5 people injured, including a 10-year-old boy who was shot twice and 25 others kidnapped. Among the abducted are the village head and his wife. Survivors recount harrowing scenes of chaos and terror as militants stormed the village, shooting indiscriminately and looting barns. The attack, which took place on January 18, has forced the entire community to flee, leaving Agama deserted. Truth Nigeria TV's Mike Oda James reports from Kaduna.
Sitting on a pavement in a makeshift hospital in Kajuru town, 32-year-old farmer Marcus Maji clutches his blood-stained, bandaged hands. Marcus was among those attacked in his home during a violent raid by Fulani terrorists.
I was in one bokoina babam sai ke mana nan kenan sai kai mu ji bilin goji karan bilin goji yake zuwa sai mu wuce da gudu sai mu fara wuce da gudu sai mu ji karan bilin gojin nan sai mu wuce da gudun nan sai kai muna gudu kenan sai na ji hannuna da yi sanyi sai na duba nan ban gani ba sai na yi kokari na shiga wani gida. Bayan na shiga wani gidan sai an jani an kai ni wani daki. So ina da kasuwa magani ward Kajuru local government. So ni ne mai mata, ni na guda ɗaya da yara guda 4. So wannan kai an kwashe su zuwa daji. Mutane guda 25 suna daji. Wannan an same mu an ji mana mu 5.
Agama, a farming community once home to over 3,000 residents, now lies abandoned. The January 18th attack has left families shattered and displaced, with many uncertain of when or if they can ever return home.
Ina cike da damuwa saboda abin da ya faru ranar sati da ya wuce da daddare. Ina ban kwana na babanmu sai ga sunan sun shiga mana. Mun fara gudu kuma sun fara harbi. Suka yi harbi suka samu mutane 5. 2 suna mararraban nan, 3 kuma suna asibiti 44. Sun kwashe mutane 25 wanda suna daji. Kuma da iyayenmu musamman sarkin garinmu da matansa muna cike da damuwa saboda abin da sun yi mana. Yawanci mu ba muna gari din saboda tsoro, wanda ba su iya zuwa kamar su tsofaffinmu su ne suna na gari domin ba za su iya su je wani wuri ba. Abinci ma muna wahala abinci saboda sun kwashe mana abinci. Muna cike da damuwa haka din. Sun yi barna sosai wanda gaskiya muna damuwa sosai. So muna neman taimako ne. In akwai gaskiya yi mana saboda mutanen nan sun yi mana barna sosai. Wanda aka yi musu harbi muna fama da su har yanzu. Ba ma kudi da wanda za a samu a magance musu a samu lafiya din. muna kai da kawa ne saboda samu kudi. So muna cike da damuwa wannan muna roka inda taimako Allah yi kokari a yi mana.
The community secretary confirmed to Truth Nigeria TV that the village head and his wife were kidnapped along with 25 others by terrorists and appealed to the government for aid.
We are calling and pleading because they took some of our food, they carried some of our animals. Some of us they have already left their houses, and some that they are in their houses, they are staying in fear. They don't even know what to do. We are calling and pleading to federal government to come and help us.
As Truth Nigeria TV correspondents were departing Agama, community members received a chilling call from the Fulani terrorists demanding a ransom of 200 million for the release of the captives. The attack on Agama has drawn renewed attention to the insecurity plaguing Kaduna State and the broader northwest region of Nigeria, even with children falling victims to these acts of terror. The community's call for urgent intervention grows louder. Mike Ode James, Truth Nigeria TV, Kaduna.
In Nigeria's Plateau State, journalist and Truth Nigeria TV reporter Lawrence Zongo narrowly escaped death after being attacked by Fulani herdsmen while working on his farm. This latest assault underscores the worsening security crisis in the region, where farmers and rural communities remain under constant threats from armed militias. Well, joining me now to share his experience is Lawrence Zongo, who is live from Plateau State. Hi, Lawrence. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, can you tell us where and how this attack happened?
Thank you, Mary. Yeah, this attack happened in Miango community. This is around close checking point of the Nigerian army. It's like 500 meters away from the checking point, though the location has bad road in Miango district. This road leads to where we normally farm. The Fulani just attack us on the way after coming back from the farm, and it just takes the grace of God. I don't know how. Maybe they could not target on us very well, and miracle. This is just a miracle, and I have to just appreciate God for that. But such unfortunately, the following day, just got the news that 3 people, they've attacked 3, and the Fulani took their bike, that's their motorcycle, and they left with it. But thank God those 3 people are still alive, but actually in pains with wounds and injuries. This is what has been going on in the community so far. There have been series of ambush on the roadside when farmers go into their farms, or commuters going or traveling to places. The Fulani normally stop people and kill them.
All right, Lawrence. Well, what actions, if any, were taken by security operatives? Did you report the incident?
Yes. So, such unfortunately, Mary, that this taking an action was so much a very big challenge for me. I or myself, I refuse reporting to the soldiers or the Nigerian army at the checking points. Yeah, because during the last protest, we had issues and conversation with them when women were protesting, the pouring tear gas on them. I asked them why they do that. I was embarrassed. They insulted me. And you see, that's how, even despite telling them I'm a journalist, they said you are a stupid journalist. Don't ask us questions. I think that's what I have to confront them. I think going there, I may be another target. I don't trust the Nigerian army, and these are not people to trust. But I was told the other people who were attacked, they reported so that they should investigate and find out if their motorcycle will be returned back to them. I think I have to meet them to know where they stop. But all what I know, it will be very difficult for them to get their motorcycle back, and no one will treat them.
All right, thank you. Well, Lawrence Zango, journalist and farmer in Plateau State, thank you for sharing your story, and please stay safe. Amid escalating violence in Nigeria, Equipping the Persecuted, an Iowa-based non-governmental organization, is being credited with reducing Christian deaths by 39% in 2024 from 8,222 in 2023 to 5,023. The drop is linked to Equipping the Persecuted terror alerts and security training, which equipped villages with radios, protective gear, and self-defense strategies. Meanwhile, Truth Nigeria, a news platform launched by Judge Saul, has held authorities accountable, pressuring the Nigerian military to improve its response to attacks. Equipping the Persecuted's impact was evident in Butura Kampani village, Plateau State, where an early warning saved over 1,000 women and children from an attack in January. Truth Nigeria's reports have exposed mass killings with 55,000 civilians, half of them Christians, killed between 2019 and 2023, according to the Observatory of Religious Freedom in Africa. With mounting calls for U.S. intervention, Equipping the Persecuted and Truth Nigeria are pushing for global support to continue the fight against Christian persecution. Well, coming up, Nigeria steps up its fight against terrorism with the launch of a new counter-terrorism center. Stay with us for the details. Thank you for staying with us. Here's a quick recap of our top stories. The fight against terrorism in Nigeria is relentless, with millions caught in the crossfire. The country's military says it is hitting back at terrorists causing mayhem. Major General Edward Buba, Director of Defense Media Operations, says troops eliminated over 10,000 terrorists in 2024 alone. The military also claims to have seized massive stockpiles of weapons and ammunition, dealing a significant blow to insurgent forces. And even children are not spared from the escalating violence in Nigeria. In the farming community of Agama, located 25 miles southeast of Kaduna State, a brutal attack by suspected Fulani terrorists has left 5 people injured, including a 10-year-old boy who was shot twice and 25 others kidnapped. Survivors recount harrowing scenes of chaos and terror as militants stormed the village, shooting indiscriminately and looting barns. The attack, which took place on January 18, has forced the entire community to flee, leaving Agama deserted. A series of deadly fuel tanker explosions has claimed over 100 lives across Nigeria in just 1 month, with incidents reported in Enugu, Niger, Ibadan and Delta states. The most recent tragedy occurred in Enugu State, where a patrol tanker lost control and exploded on the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway, killing 18 people. Witnesses say the victims were burned beyond recognition after the tanker crashed while descending a hill. Meanwhile, in Niger State, a separate explosion claimed at least 86 lives after a tanker overturned and ignited, killing residents who had rushed to collect the leaking fuel. But fuel prices surging 5-fold in just 18 months, desperate Nigerians continue to risk their lives in these preventable tragedies. Critics blame poor road maintenance, weak safety regulations and corruption, warning that Nigeria's dependence on road transport for fuel distribution is turning highways into death traps. And authorities in Plateau State say they have successfully restored peace in communities previously threatened by bandit terrorists by recruiting civilian volunteers locally known as vigilantes. According to Nantip Padam, deputy chairman of Wase County, these volunteers have worked alongside the military, leading successful raids on terrorist hideouts in the region. Truth Nigeria TV's Masa Rakim now reports.
Wase, a lead mining county located approximately 100 miles south of Jos, the capital of Plateau State, last year witnessed a wave of terror attacks claiming dozens and displacing thousands under the watchful eyes of the Nigerian military. But the local authorities have found a way to deal with the situation.
Yes, actually, we have our youths that we carefully selected them, and they are undergoing some trainings. We call them a civilian JTF.
Oh, that's right.
In collaboration with the vigilante.
Okay.
They work alongside with the security agencies because they are inhabitants. So they know the foreigners more better than the security. You understand? If they see a stranger and is misbehaving, they will always report immediately to the security agencies, and they will do the needful.
According to the county official, terrorists attacking communities in the area have been traced to neighboring states, but their effort is yielding results.
And Kajuru district is one of our districts in the local government area, and that district borders with Bauchi, Gombe houses, Taraba. So some of these bandits, most of them comes across these three states.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
And we thank God for the security agencies we have in Wase local government. They are up and doing, and they are always there to see that we live in peace.
Sure.
The efforts of the local authorities has seen churches springing back in areas previously displaced by the attacks.
Well, glory be to God. For the past years, things were not easy, especially when you want to move out from one village to another. You will be attacked by bandits. But for now, in fact, it's almost 70% gone. Well, some churches were affected, especially along, Bashar side. Then along Warata side, churches were affected. But now, services are going on there partially.
In Jos, Masara Kim, Truth Nigeria TV.
And banditry has evolved from isolated criminal activity into a full-scale industry in Nigeria, with kidnappings for ransom becoming a daily reality in many communities. The governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, recently acknowledged the severity of the crisis, warning that banditry has become a thriving business, feeding off insecurity, terror attacks, and weak law enforcement. Well, to discuss how this crisis is unfolding in local communities and what authorities are doing about it, we're joined by Truth Nigeria TV's Danjuma Dangwa, reporting live from Kaduna State. Hello, Danjuma. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, let's start with the big picture. Governor Bala Mohammed recently spoke about banditry becoming an industry. From your reporting, do you see evidence of this in communities affected by kidnappings and attacks?
Thank you, Mary. The Global Initiative Against Transnational and Organized Crime had published in a report on armed conflict, location, event, and data that banditry and kidnapping organized by terrorist groups and non-state militia in Nigeria may not have been wiped out completely, as these organizations have taken into control of illicit economies, notably illegal mining, imposing levies on communities, and also extortions on highways. Also, there is a report from the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics that up to $1.4 billion was paid as ransoms to kidnappers in 2024 alone.
All right. What role are local authorities, including traditional rulers, playing in addressing these security challenges? Would you say their efforts are making a real impact?
Yes, Mary. There are actually very concerted efforts around holding security briefs and meetings by local county. However, this is not translating into very good results yet because farmers continue to get attacked at their farmlands. Here in Kaura County, several have been attacked. In fact, lives have been taken. The challenges are also that local authorities have also understood that individuals, notable individuals, especially even local chiefs, have become targets of kidnapping and banditry. Not so far from here, in Bondon area of Kaura County, a local chief was recently uh, attacked and at the end his wife abducted. Details about ransom paid have not been disclosed, but these challenges are actually reasons that make local chiefs and local authorities scared about interfering in this important issue on insecurity. Notwithstanding, there are also concerns that perhaps this new autonomy provided to local county may also bring about new bylaws that could help local authorities address the issue, especially in concerted efforts with security agencies.
All right, Danjuma Dangwa, Truth Nigeria TV's correspondent, thank you for your insights. We'll continue to follow this story. To strengthen its fight against terrorism, Nigeria has inaugurated a counter-terrorism and insurgency center at the Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna, located in the country's northwest. The center, named after the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tawarid Lagbaja, who passed away in November 2024 following a brief illness, aims to enhance the skills of cadets and officers in counter-terrorism and insurgency operations. Speaking at the ceremony, Nigeria's Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, reaffirmed the military's commitment to addressing rising terror threats across the country. As terror attacks escalate, this initiative marks a significant step in Nigeria's efforts to bolster its defense capabilities.
The Academy is a place where we bring out future leaders. It shows that we are giving examples, the right examples to the people that we are training here, so that they can emulate us in future and probably do better. So I'm proud that I've been part of this today, and I would like to enjoy the commandant to do better and do more, so that we'll all be proud of the Academy.
The Counterinsurgency and Counterterrorism Center, built and named after our late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General T.A. Lagbaja. The transformation the Nigerian Defense Academy is going through is deeply rooted in our resolve to create and manage change.
Well, that's our bulletin for today. Thank you for watching. I am Mary Kanu. Bye for now.